You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Rose. Welcome to Masters in Trading. At Masters in Trading, I get on here live every day the market's open. I'm trying to turn my sound off my other computer. I get on here live every day the market's open, go over the market, share some thoughts, and once in a while we'll share our trade of the day. First Friday of every month. First Friday of every month is a major market mover. Okay, 12 times a year, first Friday of every month is going to be unemployment. The market is going to move on unemployment. So going into unemployment, in my opinion, the little movement that we get yesterday, today, it doesn't really matter. The market is just waiting for the big number to be released tomorrow. So oftentimes going into a big number, we see a disconnect. Why do we see a disconnect? Because overall, generally speaking, traders want to lighten up, want to lower their risk going into a big number like unemployment. So that's what we're seeing right now. And right now, we are seeing a massive disconnect. I started talking about yesterday, and we're continuing to see into this morning. So we're going to touch on that, the disconnect, and the other topics. We're going to talk about lemonade. Lemonade is up like 300% in the last 40 days. Stocks can't move like that. We're going to talk about lemonade, and I'm going to walk you through my trade process in finding trades. Sound good? Just making sure I'm checking with everybody on Discord, on YouTube as well. All right, friends, let's go to the screen share. And the first thing that we're going to start with is this chart. Now, what is this chart? Now, these lines right here, these are implied volatility. So the red and the purple are just implied volatility. The red is implied volatility of the S&Ps. I'm going to take those off actually, and we'll just look at the implied vol of the Russell. Okay? That's what it looks like. The white line is going to be the NASDAQ. Okay? The white line is going to be the NASDAQ. And the purple line is going to be the Russell. Now, in order to look at these in what is called dollar cost neutral, we look at 2 Russell to 1 NASDAQ. Now, why am I talking about futures? These are futures. I'm talking about futures because these are just a derivative of the QQQ index, the NASDAQ index. Russell is just a derivative of, the RTY is just a derivative of the Russell 2000. It's the same thing. So what ends up happening is once in a while, the NASDAQ outperforms and comes back. It outperforms and comes back. Here, it was really outperforming, okay? Each one of these studies is a 1-month cycle. So this is the month of November. This is the month of October. This is the month of September. Look at the month of December, guys. This is ridiculous. This is silliness. And in my opinion, all that's going on is traders are lightening up into a major economic announcement, which comes out tomorrow morning. So right now, NASDAQ is obnoxiously expensive to the Russell going into non-farm payroll tomorrow. So that is a key topic that we're talking about in our short-term options program. Hopefully you can see that, guys. It is clear as day. Volatility is dropping in December. How do I know that? Because as I said, these are real-time volatility lines, and you can see that it's trending lower. When markets trend lower, markets tend to trade higher. I wouldn't be surprised if going into tomorrow, QQQ stay about the same place and these Russell catch all the way up. I would not be surprised at that at all. Let's move on, and I want to walk you through the process that I use to research and find trades, and then sharing those trades with our community. This is our advanced notice tool. Our advanced notice tool gives us advanced notice about unusual options activity, really, really big option orders in the market. Yesterday, Wednesday, December 4th, in the morning, I was reviewing our advanced notice tool. I reviewed the advanced notice tool, and what I noticed is they were all bullish. Very strong market. VIX term structure is offered, market strong. Everything is bullish except one. Lemonade was the only name yesterday that wasn't bullish. Okay, not enough to do a full trade, but that's interesting. Let's look deeper into it. So I looked at Lemonade. Now, Lemonade, for those who aren't aware, this is a chart going back to 2022. Lemonade is disrupting the insurance industry. Lemonade is a really great company, and long-term, I'm a big believer in Lemonade. What I'm not a big believer in is this. I don't think that stocks can sit and go from 15 to 55 in a 30-day period. I just think it's too much, too fast. Imagine working at a company and then just 30 days later, it's 300% higher. That seems silly. So these are the expected move tool. The options market makers price a stock to end up somewhere in its expected move. Lemonade's outside of its expected move, but comes back inside its expected move 75% of the time. It's outside of its expected move right now, so the probability is that I'll trade back in the expected move. But again, just because we found unusual option activity, just because this stock has moved up 300% in the last 35 days, that doesn't mean that we can just do a trade. So I started looking. Lemonade is going ridiculously higher, right? Gapping higher, gapping higher, gapping higher. So I wanted to look for correlations. What are some correlations to Lemonade? So we have Lemonade. What other companies are competing with Lemonade? Because those companies, they should be rallying just as much, right? Can Lemonade just be the only one in an industry that's gapping higher? How can you find correlated assets? What's a tool that people could use to find correlated assets? Well, you need to find a correlation tool. The correlation tool that I used, which is great, you guys could just use ChatGPT. What I used here is Perplexity. Perplexity is similar, Perplexity. And all I did was say, hey, what names are most correlated to Lemonade in the public markets? What names should we be looking at? Root, Hippo, GoCo, Oscar, the Friendly Grouch, and Mile or Millie. Well, Mile or Millie was already acquired by Lemonade in 2022. So we're going to cross them off. So overall, we have 4 names that are left that we can compare with Lemonade. Now, as option traders, I want to look for names that have optionality. And again, I'm going over this because this is the exact research that I do before I share any trade with our members. This is the process that I go through. So Lemonade, interesting, against Root, against Hippo, against Goku, and Oscar, but I'm going to kick Goku off the island because Goku doesn't have any options. So I'm lowering my subset of names. So we have Lemonade. We have Oscar in purple. We have Root in green. And we have the Hippo in yellow. Now, since inception, going back to 2022, these are all pretty young companies. The Hippo is down 86%. Garbage. 86%. Never had a chance. So that's something I wouldn't be too interested in playing. But out of the others, yeah, I certainly would be. Let me go to the next chart. The next chart shows you the performance of these stocks over the last 6 months. Okay? Just in 6 months. And we have Lemonade, which is ridiculously expensive. We have Root. Here is your Hippo. And then down here, we have Oscar. So there you go. That's an analysis of how we look at a name once a name shows up on our advanced notice tool. We go through this process, and then after this process, once I find the goods, I jump in and then I share a trade with our advanced notice members. But again, the first thing we want to do is we want to find that unusual options activity. That's why I check our advanced notice tool every single day. Then we want to find something interesting about that name. Lemonade was the only one that was down or bearish. It got me looking into it. And I'm just not a believer that names can completely revalue themselves so quickly. So we look for Lemonade. We find its brothers and sisters that are tied close to it. So if Lemonade continues to rally, these other ones are going to rally with it. And after that, I analyze the options market and I share trades with our community members. That's how it works. We have our all access portion. For everybody in our all access portion, you guys hang on. We're going to talk about opportunities into non-farm payroll tomorrow morning. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll be here live tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. I hope to see you there. Thanks, guys.